at Family Homestead. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks since I posted a video. We have been on vacation, which was super fun and super nice. My parents watched the farm while we were gone, and everything went really good until we got home. The day we got home, we had a big branch fall on our chicken coop, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But today I'm just checking on everybody. We had a pretty big storm come through this morning. Oh boy, I can already tell there's problems. And we've got more storms coming through this afternoon. So we're getting everything all set up. I'm working in the garden a little bit today. None of these cows are supposed to be here. So somehow they got through. I'm guessing they knocked over. There's a gate over here on the other side of their water. And if their water tank is empty or close to empty or they spill it, then they push that gate over and they come on in the barnyard. They're still completely surrounded by electric, so they're not out. But they're eating all my new grass that I was saving for, for sage. Everybody but Martha. We'll have to find her, because she's the real stinker. She's the one who actually gets out of fences, so I gotta figure out where she's hiding. She might just be avoiding her mothering duties. Alright, anyways. Everybody did good. We try to automate a lot of things for when we're gone. So we have the big pig feeder down here. And we put about 800 pounds of food in there, and they actually ran out. So thankfully my dad was able to go to the feed store and get hog feed for them. But everybody's good. We got the breeders in here. Hopefully the mamas are bred now for some fall piglets. And then we've got our feeders in here. Now we kept them in here. It's really muddy. We kept them in here while my parents were watching the farm just because this has the hog panel fencing and they do better in here. Otherwise we do the electric netting, and sometimes they test that a little bit more. So I didn't want to leave them with that, because chasing down pigs, which my in-laws had to do last year down the road, is never fun when you're not a farmer. So I gave them, as soon as we got home, I gave them the electric netting. We got this set up. And you can tell they've been through there a bunch already. So we'll let them have this for a little bit longer, and then I'll just keep pushing them back. And the nice thing is down here, now that we're using the netting, we've got a long way for them to go. Look at all that grass they're gonna get. So they will be happy to have that. There's Martha. I see her. She's over here. Thank goodness. She's the only one behaving. The strides you have made, Martha. Alright, we gotta get these guys fed. Between the storms today, try not to get too much wet grain. But they're digging out here. They've got lots of forage. They're happy pigs. I would love to fence in this whole area with field fencing. So that is on the list. Not quite in the budget yet. Still trying to save up some money for that. I've got some hog shares going for sale next week. These pigs are going to the butcher. And maybe I'll have a little bit of money and buy my fencing and my T-posts. Start this big fencing project. And then we can rotate the breeders through too, so they can always have fresh grass. We always have our pigs with hay. They always have the option of eating hay, winter and summer, but we really prefer them on that green grass. I mean, it's obviously better for them. So we're working on that. If you are interested, if you're local, in a half or a whole share, we will have them available. They're going to the butcher on Thursday. They can take your cutting instructions if you call and reserve. We can do that at any time. It's really, really good pasture-raised pork. Better than any of the stuff you can get at the grocery store, I promise you. It is fantastic. If you order a share of pork, you get it at a discount. You can find all those details on our Facebook page or our website. So if you want more information, let me know. I can link it for you. You have the option of customizing what cuts you want. So if you don't really care for pork chops, don't order pork chops. Just say, grind it, make me some brats. It's going to be a little more expensive to get the brats or the smoked meats, but sometimes it's worth it. If you want a bunch of roasts, ask for just a couple, have them grind the rest. If you're not into hams, you don't have to have them smoked. You can have that ground, or you can do fresh ham, which is kind of like a pork steak. All customizable. Really, really nice way to order pork. Let me know if you're interested. So we went to Florida. We had originally planned to go for spring break, but Ryan lost his job last summer and was unemployed for 8 months. If you've been following us, you know the whole story there. Working in the tech industry right now. Pretty wild. So, I'm gonna get to that in a second. We weren't able to go on our spring break trip because it just was not in the budget. So I canceled everything. Thankfully got all of our money back. But we were able to move it to the last week of May because our school gets out really early. And we thought crowds would be lower and we would go then. So Ryan now has 2 jobs. He's working 12-hour days. He's working as a contractor for IT companies. And so he's able to take on different contracts, and he currently has 2, at least till the end of the year, which is wild. It's been a huge adjustment for us because that's a lot of hours when you're running a farm. But anyways, finally have the budget to take our kids on their spring break vacation. So we went to Disney. The best part was there was just a couple days left in the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, so we got to go see that. And we've been to Disney a lot of times, but we haven't been able to enjoy that. So we've got all the different topiaries of different Disney characters, and that was really cool to see. I loved the Bambi ones, probably the best. We also got to see beautiful gardens, tea gardens, flowers, so many beautiful, beautiful things at the festival. We got to try some really good food. We ate at Garden Grill, where they have food served from their greenhouses that they grow there. And just overall, that was my favorite day. We had a really, really good time. Rode lots of rides, saw some characters. It was really good. But now we're home. We came home and this tree, I didn't know it at the time, but was splitting. You could hear it when I looked at the security cameras, you could hear it cracking for about a day. So we had a really windy day just before we came home, and I think that loosened it up. But we were home. My parents were still here. They camped here, so they brought their camper. And this huge branch fell on the chicken coop, right on the roof. Now, I could tell right away that it was bad. You could still hear it cracking. And I knew the whole thing was going to come down. It was going to disconnect from the tree. So we started on the far end, which was sitting on the milk house, and started cutting all the small branches off and just trying to take some of the weight off as quickly as we could. But we were not fast enough. We could not get the whole thing off of the roof before it slid down and it crushed our run. So we had 3 ducks in here, and they were totally fine. We let them out. They are free ranging with the chickens now. They're happy as can be. We were about ready to do that anyways, but like I said, because we weren't here, we didn't want to just let them out and be like, good luck finding those ducks. We wanted to be here when we let them out. So they're out. Nobody's using this now. It's going to need some repairs, but thankfully we're not in a rush. The panels, the roof panels on top here, were weighted down, but they were not attached. So as soon as that tree fell onto the chicken coop, we took all those panels off. So we at least saved the roof panels. They're not dented or damaged. They're all good. So we just have some lumber repair to put this side back together. We can put our roof panels back on. We've got some metal in the back that needs to be repaired. We'll be okay. But we've got storms coming through tonight, possible tornadoes. I'm worried about this tree because now it is split and there's actually a hole that goes all the way through. Let's see if I can show the whole thing. This is a giant ash tree. So hopefully, now that there's no weight out this way, if it falls that way into the marsh. We'll see, because I don't have time to take it down today. So if it gets really windy, might have more of a cleanup to do, but hopefully everybody will be safe. All right, let me show you the gardens, because they exploded while we were gone. It was so cool to plant everything and then leave and then come back to a full garden. It's growing, seeds have germinated, plants have grown up a ton. So let me show you where we're at. I need to mow again already. My dad mowed while we were gone. The grass is growing good this year. We missed our chance at making hay. It was dry while we were gone. Would have been probably the perfect time, and now it's gonna be wet for a while. So we're holding off on hay, but Ryan had to fix his mower, so we have a little bit of time to do that, and then we're just waiting. There's lots and lots of grass, so it should be a good hay year. We just have to get a little bit of a break in the weather. I need to open this up. We closed it this morning because a big storm came through. We thought there was going to be hail and winds and all kinds of stuff. Man, have I got a mess out here. It's all on the list. Let's get this opened up first. Get all that lupine. So good. All right, all of the potatoes came up in the grow bags, and they really came up. They popped so fast. Looking fabulous. I've had a lot of questions about the grow bags. They are a really nice, thick, almost like felt material. So I will link these. This is my first year using them, but I'm very impressed with the quality, especially the handles and how they're sewn on and attached, because I can pick this whole thing up and nothing has ripped. So we're gonna see, I think this is gonna make for some really easy harvests. I've got 2 potato plants in each of these. It was a 20 pack for about $35. So I'll link those. Definitely worth checking out if you are tired of digging for potatoes. Got some leftover tomatoes out here. Now these are ready to be tied up for sure. They're nice and tall. Some of them are tipping over. But those are happy along the trellis, no weeds yet. That's good. Now my green beans came in and they're doing great. They popped so fast. Now because I wasn't here, I couldn't pop them through, like on this one down here. By the time I got to them, they were too big. So when I tried to pop them through, they were breaking off. So any of the ones that didn't make it through their little hole are not gonna be able to survive, but we got plenty out here. So 3 plants wide and several feet of them. It comes back this way even more. So I'm happy with that. Those are good. The onions were very weedy, but we got those weeded as soon as we got home. They're still growing some grass. Overall, a just much better situation here in the ground cover. Our trellises are starting to come in. We've got some little cucamelons and cucumbers popping up. We've got our bushy cucumbers, melons over here, pole beans are starting. And then over here it's a bit weedy, but I've got flowers popping up. I gotta find them in here, but we've got calendula. Those are coming up really well. I gotta look. I think these are bachelor buttons. Zinnias, lots of zinnias popping up. So this needs to be weeded out. But first I need to look what I planted here, just to make sure I don't pull the wrong thing. I've also got our pumpkins. It's kind of hard to see them back there, but each of these mounds has 4 to 6 pumpkin plants in them. And then all of this is just weeds that we're going to till. So we're just going to keep tilling it back until our pumpkins start to expand outwards, and then we're just going to kind of let everything go. But that's on my list, to till this whole area. But you can just see how the weeds take over. Had I not put ground cover down, that is what my entire garden would look like. Regardless of what I planted, it would be so hard to find because we just have a crazy amount of weeds in this old hayfield. So very happy with the ground cover. Very happy that we went with this method. Everything is coming in beautifully, and I'm very excited for it. All right, now we're headed into our raised bed garden. We still have a lot of stuff to plant here, and I gotta get these U-shaped garden beds filled. Did not get a chance to do that before we left, but look at how good everything looks. That Swiss chard. My spinach did bolt. It was very warm while we were gone, so that will have to be pulled. Kale is looking beautiful. It is not buggy yet. A couple different types of kale in here, doing so good. Yesterday I planted this green stalk with micro tomatoes. We got orange hats and micro toms in here. Looks like they all transplanted well. They all look pretty happy. Some of them even have flowers and tiny little tomatoes starting. So I'm very excited about this. A couple of lettuces down towards the bottom. Right here I have some radishes, and I used Vago Plant and Pop here. I've got some video of it, so I'll show you how that works. But I was able to drop 1 seed into each little spot, and then I don't have to thin this out. So everything is evenly spaced, and it's just perfect. I don't have to thin anything. I don't have to work through anything. We've got a whole bunch of radishes. I'm late on my radishes this year, but they're doing great. So that is a seed starting kit from Vago Garden, but you can use it out in the garden as seed spacing. I originally planted carrots in here and they didn't come up. But now we've been getting lots of rain, and so the little residual carrot seeds are starting to pop. So they're just randomly dispersed in here with my broccoli and cauliflower bok choy. You can see lots more carrots in here. We've got all of our peas across the back. They're just kind of a tangled mess at the moment. Bushy cucumbers and honey nut squash on the end here.
Mom, I got a little thing right here.
Okay. We got one of the kids' beds isn't planted yet, but the other ones are doing great. This is Harrison's, our 12-year-olds. A lot of stuff came up while we were gone. This is our 10-year-olds.
This is my cups.
Looking so good. And then this is little Savannah's, our 3-year-olds. Mostly flowers. I haven't weeded hers yet. Lots of goodies in there. She's gonna love it. She's got some melons over in the corner. Got some more honey nut squash over here. A couple of poblanos, nasturtium, calendula, garlic. We don't have much garlic this year. We're gonna save most of this for seed garlic. Marigolds. I've got another green stalk that I've yet to plant. It's just full of weeds. And then we've got onions in this raised bed. So those are going amazingly. They've got just huge tops on them. And then back here I planted this little herb planter yesterday. So we've got all kinds of herbs in there. We still have space out here. We still have things to plant. Mostly leftover peppers and tomatoes that are still doing really good in their pots. I joked with Ryan that I'm doing a lot of container gardening this year, and by that I mean I haven't gotten them out of the containers yet. We're working on it. Probably not the most ideal time to take a vacation is like garden planting time, but we had fun. So, the greenhouse. I'm in here to weed whip today. All of the tall grass that you see along the edges. But we have been working through these rows. They get really grassy. Thankfully, weeds don't grow where there isn't irrigation. It stays nice and dry. So I only have to weed between the plants. And I did all the back rows, you can see, and replanted a couple of the tomatoes that I think they just got too hot or something. I don't know, they dampened off. So I replanted, I had plenty left, and now we've got a tomato and a pepper in every spot that we want. Just working through getting the weeding done, which is a task, but it's coming along. So that's the garden update. I spent about 3 days straight just planting before we left. I meant to make another video of like vacation prep, things that we do for when we're gonna be gone, that was gonna launch the day that we came back. I just didn't get to it because I was busy in the garden just getting stuff done. So we appreciate every single one of you that watches our YouTube channel and waits for our videos. I'm so happy you guys are here. But this is YouTube is kind of one of the last things on the list, unfortunately. First and foremost, I'm a stay-at-home mom to 4 kids. Secondly, I got a lot of animals to take care of and a lot of things to keep alive. So that really takes second priority. Third would be the farm, our farm customers, people who are local, who are buying eggs and meat and products from us, plants. That really has to take priority over YouTube. So social media and YouTube is really fourth on the list, and I try so hard to get a video out every week, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. But I'm hoping to do a few more preserving videos and cooking videos and things like that as added videos, and do our farm updates on our weekend videos. So trying to get in the routine of that to be a better content creator. But I really appreciate all of you who are subscribed and support our channel, because this really does help feed all of our animals, especially our dairy cows and our laying hens. They don't exactly earn their keep around here. They are pretty much always operating at a loss. So we get to feed them and take care of them and love on them with money that we make from YouTube. So we really do appreciate you guys very, very much. So there's my little condensed update. We have a lot of things happening. We got cows moving. It's breeding season now so that we can have calving season in April. It's going to be a lot happening this week, but I'm going to get working before this next round of storms moves through. It's getting hot, and so you know what that means. That means those storms are going to be severe. So we're going to try to get some work done before it gets too rainy. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.